All right. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing. Is this someone? It's someone. Okay. Hi everybody. It's Tasha Teresa. I'm actually gonna post this one. I shoot a lot of videos or record a lot of videos of me talking, and I never post them because I'm just such an introvert, and I'm extroverted with those who I want to be extroverted with. I just can't see myself being out there like that. But in this case, I think it's necessary. So here we go. All right, y'all. So I'm Tasha Teresa. If you don't know me, and the internet does not really, but those closest to me do, of course. But I'm ready to introduce myself to the net. Tasha Teresa, young woman here. I'm in Houston, Texas. I am ambitious. I am very goal-oriented. I'm a mom. I'm just a girl's girl, just very positive mind, and I want to see everybody win. I want to see the best for everybody. And so this channel is just that. It's everything that I just embody. Goals, being positive, moving forward, being a mom, just those things. And but today I'm going to talk about something different. And I really didn't want this to be my first video, but here we go. I started this YouTube channel about 2 years ago. And I did record a video, all about Tasha Teresa, and I recorded it wrong and I didn't like it, so I never posted it. And that was that, but something now is just telling me to post the content. You might touch somebody at this point versus just me putting out content. I think this content now is going to be very useful, at least this video. I'm just going to get right into it. I was just recently diagnosed with breast cancer, October the 8th, 2024. This was something that was truly unexpected. I did not hence this coming. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have any symptoms. I'm just going on with my merry life because I'm so busy with working and doing my side hustle or kids and their activities, and I'm just going. So I never took the time out to really, give myself a breast exam. Like, I don't know, none of my friends do that, and I know that they say we should, medically we should, but I don't, and that's just what it is. I go to the doctor every year, and that's how this was discovered. My PCP, back in August 2024, I went to my regular PCP checkup. Every year I go get my blood drawn, get me checked up. I'm good to go. Another year I'm trucking. But this year was different. I went to my PCP to get my blood work done. And she did my breast exam, and she found a lump in my right breast. And that right there was like, okay, she's like, there's a lump here. And I'm like, okay. And your breast is dimpling. And I noticed the breast dimpling, but being busy and stuff, I'm thinking I've had, children. That's just what happens. When I was young girl, breast was ah. And now I'm an older woman, breast like sometimes they'd be like, so I wasn't really thinking something is wrong. But that wasn't the case. So she sent me out for a mammogram, and everybody's like, all of my friends are like, you ain't been to no mammogram. We do that yearly. I'm not 40. Don't do me. No offense. I'm almost there, but I always had this thing like, I can't, when I turn 40, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to have this. And I wasn't 40. So, you take your mammograms, when you're 40, it's recommended at 40. I'm not 40. So I wasn't doing that. She sent me out for a mammogram and an ultrasound. They come hand in hand, and it came back that they found something, and they suspected breast cancer. And now the doctor called me. We want to do a biopsy. And the week that they wanted to schedule the biopsy was September the 23rd. And that week I was out of town for work, and this was a meeting that I put on, and I did not want to miss it. I needed to be there for work. And she said, you know what? I really don't want to put it off another week, but I'm gonna put it off another week. You come in September 30th, 2024 for this biopsy. Okay, boom. I go in for the biopsy. I'm nervous, I'm scared, I'm crying on the table getting the biopsy because I'm just wanting everything to come back normal. There's nothing, you guys made a mistake. But that was not the case. The biopsy came back in October the 8th, 2024. She called me and told me that I had invasive ductal carcinoma is the name of my cancer, which is a very common breast cancer, and it starts in your milk ducts, and that's where it comes from. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I am at work when she gives me this news, over the phone, and I am in disbelief, and I am like, this can't be true. I'm like, what? In shock. So I call my boyfriend at the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going home. They just gave me these results. I can't believe this. I have to go. I called my boss. She was out of the country at that time. I told her, like, look, this is what they just told me. I cannot be here. I have to go home. I can't work. I can't mentally function. So I did go home. On the way home, I called all my siblings. I'm the oldest of 6. I called all my siblings and my mom on a Instagram call, and I told them the news, because this was something that I needed to share. At that moment, I, went home, and I told my best friend. My boyfriend came home, and we sat there together and we cried, like, what does this mean? I don't understand what's going on. What does this mean? I just couldn't understand. Like, I don't feel sick. Like, why? What did I do? I'm like questioning, like, my integrity. Like, what did I do to somebody? Like, what type of life did I live? I didn't do anything. Like, why is this happening to me? I had an argument with God. Like, God, like, what's going on? I thought we was cool. Like, what's going on? You trying to tell me something? What's good? Like, I don't know what's going on. And, me and God was at odds. But, we got back cool. And over the course of this time and me figuring out what this is, and not technically why is this happening to me, but what this is, what is going on, going to all the doctor's appointments, and trying to figure this out. Now, before, the treatment was, if you just go ahead and get the breast removed, which was my right breast that was infected, I guess. Go ahead, we're gonna do surgery. You're gonna be able to take this pill for about 10 years, and you should be fine. Cool. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get this surgery and get me some new ones, okay? And I'm gonna take this pill, and I'm gonna be fine. And I'm not gonna nothing's gonna stop my life. Like, I'm gonna be good, because this is not what I expected, in my top of top before I turned 40, all of these milestones I'm trying to hit. Cancer was not in it, okay? So when I did the surgery, December the 2nd, I went in for surgery. I'm very nervous because I've never been under anesthesia. I've never been put to sleep. And so I was very scared. I expressed that to my friends, my family. Everybody's all like, girl, please, that's gonna be some of the best sleep you ever had. But you telling me this, and I get it, but I'm going through it, and I am scared. When I found out, I was trying to make sure all my affairs were in order for my children, because I thought I was gonna be unalived. And, you know, although I was positive, it was still that thought in the back of my mind. Although I'm, you know, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to get through it, it was still that thought in the back of my mind. So I'm trying to get all of my living affairs in order. Thank goodness I've already had, you know, most of everything together. But the main thing I wanted to do was to buy a home. So I just got a home loan. I just got a home loan. We did the home loan thing, got approved for a certain amount. We found a beautiful home in a neighborhood, over a neighborhood from us, so the kids wouldn't have to do anything but change like elementary schools. They'll still be zoned to the middle school and the high school they wanted to go to. And beautiful home, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, like great, right? Put an offer on the home, we get outbid. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So the house I live in now, my landlord was like, I'll sell you the home. Come to find out, me telling him everything, like, look, this is what I'm going through, you know, just to let you know, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, wow, my wife is an oncologist at the hospital you're at, MD Anderson. And I'm like, I guess I never knew because there was no reason to tell me. But having this happen to me, you kind of hear a bunch of stories and everything is kind of like interconnected, and you just feel like things are supposed to happen this way. Even though I didn't have this in my plans, it's just the way that my life is written, and things are supposed to happen this way to open up, you know, other doors. You know, I'm kind of thinking for my own sake, you know, way of thinking. So after me trying to get my affairs in order, I go through the surgery. My boyfriend is there with me, holding my hand. He's been so amazing. And I go through the surgery and I wake up, and the first thing I see is the nurse. And she says, oh, you were sleepy. You were really tired. You've been asleep for 2 more hours after surgery. I'm like, I kind of really did need that sleep. And when I tell you my friends were right and my family members were right, that was some of the best sleep that you would ever have. But I woke up 1 breath less. So if any of my breast cancer folks know, they put a tissue expander, which is very uncomfortable. It is very painful, which I still have now, until I go through my reconstruction surgery, which will now be until 2026. Because when we did the surgery, they found out that the cancer spread to my lymph nodes, which was not in the plans. And now I have to go through chemotherapy. So that was a shocker. Definitely not what I wanted to hear. I'm just like, this throws a whole monkey wrench into my 2025. Like, why is this happening? This is not what I wanted to hear. But my oncologist surgeon was just so amazing with explaining everything, and I just love her down. It was just, I knew that it was meant. I guess not meant, but you know, it was meant for me to be with her, is what I'm trying to say. So now that I know that I have to go through chemo, they scheduled me for another appointment. MD Anderson is so amazing. But they scheduled me another appointment with a medical oncologist, and I didn't know the two were different. I'm thinking I'm gonna be with my surgeon for this whole time. That's not how it works. You get a surgeon oncologist, and then you get a medical oncologist who is responsible for your treatment. So I get this young lady who is responsible for my treatment, and I go into her, and she gives me a choice of chemotherapy. Like, why would you give me a choice? Why would you give me a choice? I haven't heard any other breast cancer baddie that got a choice. Why would you give me a choice? So she gives me the choice between, and if you're not familiar with these terms, please look them up, because I'm still learning them myself. But she gives me a choice, and it's between the most strongest chemo, I ain't gonna say the most strongest, but one of the strongest chemotherapies, which is ACT, and then another chemotherapy called CT. ACT is very strong. I'm not going to say what the nickname is because I don't like that name. You can look it up. And it will take my hair out, and it will, make me nauseous and possibly sick, because they're saying that chemotherapy 5 years ago is not the chemotherapy right now. So I'm still kind of feeling my way through that. And then there was another chemotherapy that was recommended for me, or was given to me as a choice, called CT, which is a less stronger chemotherapy. ACT, you would have to have a port, and then TC, you would just do it through IV. So I weighed my options on both, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So I had some conversations with some other breast cancer baddies and my family, and I just decided to ask the medical oncologist, if I were your daughter, what would you tell me to do? And she said on that phone, if you were my daughter, my niece, or my sister, I would tell you to take the ACT chemotherapy to knock it out. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm gonna do. And when I tell you, all of the stress was lifted off of my shoulders, that I knew that this was the best thing for me, not because of what I researched, but because what I researched, what the other breast cancer baddies was telling me, and also what my medical oncologist had already revealed to me, I knew this was the best choice. So that's what I'll be doing. I will be doing the ACT chemotherapy. I'll be starting on Friday, December 27th. Am I scared? I ain't gonna say I'm scared, but I am going to say that I am very anxious. I'm very nervous. I am not afraid to lose my hair, although I love my hair, but it will grow back. But it's still, it's a part of me. It's a part of my identity. But I know that it will grow back, and everything's going to be okay. So, with that being said, this is the first video that I am doing about my breast cancer journey, and I hope that you guys stay with me to go through this with me, so I can build a community of other breast cancer baddies and those women, girls who are just finding out their diagnosis can go through the journey with me, and I can be some kind of refugee. And those who have been, or my breast cancer baddies who have been through this journey already, can give me some pointers in the comment section, and we can all feed off of each other and love on each other and support one another in this journey, because I know it's going to be a journey, and I just can't wait to get on the other side of this. My whole thing is how I'm staying positive in this whole situation, and although it is very difficult and hard, but my thing about staying positive, and I'll probably clean this up a little bit later, probably not now, but maybe later, is, I get a new set of tatas out of all of this, right? And, I'm gonna lose my hair, I'm gonna be bald, but you know what? I can get my scalp together for real, between these times, and when my hair do grow back, down, okay? Down. So that's how I'm staying positive in all of this, but it is a journey, and it's not easy, and I wish that anyone who is going through this, just keep a positive mind, because that's where it starts, that's where it ends. And love on you, love who you are, and love those people who are loving on you, okay? Because you're gonna need that support in that community. And do I have a community? I do. And I'm so grateful for everyone. So here's to my journey. And here we go.